We just made a long journey to Microcenter because today we're looking for the cheapest office PC they have, and we're gonna see if it can game.
We've done this many times from a wide range of different retailers, but today we're trying Microcenter because we just happen to be here. We're gonna buy one. We're gonna see what kind of upgradability it has and see if we can get it to game after a word from today's sponsor.
Is your setup in dire need of a refresh? Then look no further than today's sponsor, Flexispot. The Flexispot E7 Pro Desk boasts a whopping 440-pound weight capacity and comes with a 15-year warranty. With a variety of colors and material options for the table surface, it's easy to find the perfect match for your space. It's an amazing upgrade to any gaming or office space, letting you seamlessly swap between sitting or standing. But when you are sitting, you need the perfect chair to complement this desk. So how about try the FlexiChair C7? The FlexiChair C7 features a lumbar support cushion that detects subtle changes in your posture and automatically adjusts itself as you move, ensuring constant support. With a 320-pound capacity and a forward seat tilt that relieves pressure and prevents fatigue during long hours of sitting, the C7 is designed for comfort. Plus, with so many colors to choose from, the C7 stands out from other ergonomic chairs in the market. Together, the Flexispot E7 Pro Desk and FlexiChair C7 create the ultimate office or gaming space, combining durability, style, and comfort. Use our exclusive code C730 to save $30 off the C7 chair today. Right now is the best time to buy a C7. Thanks again to Flexispot for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back to that, shall we?
So I guess we'll just kind of peruse the aisles and see if we can find something.
Yeah, from other retailers, specifically Walmart, Staples and stuff, we normally find like i3 systems around the $300 to $400 price point. Ideally, we want something that's not small form factor because it'd be much easier to upgrade. If it is small form factor, I guess we can do a low profile card, but we don't want to go that route because we're kind of limited. But if it is at least a modern like 11, 12 gen CPU, maybe around the $300, $400 range, I don't know, they seem to have a lot of options, but we are in laptops. Let's see where the desktops would be.
Yeah, and that's the main problem with the like Walmart and stuff is I would love to redo those, but they're still rocking the like 10th and 11th gen systems that they've had for like 5 years now. So I'm hoping Microcenter has a little bit newer options for office pre-builds.
So in here, it looks like we're in the gaming section, so not gonna cut it too expensive for us for this video. Ooh, okay. So we have, I think this might be our aisle. This might be the one for us. So what we have over here, this is a 5700, oh, this is a gaming system. This has a graphics card already.
Oh, they have 7000s. Oh, it's a U processor.
It's an all-in-one.
Oh, it's an all-in-one, what the heck?
So with an all-in-one, there's not a whole lot we can do with that, if I'm being perfectly honest. But hey, all-in-one, there we go.
So there's 539 with 13400 def integrated graphics, but that's still a little, I mean, it's a nice system, but
I've never seen that design from Lenovo, but that's an Idea Center. Yeah, I mean, 13 gen, that's fine. Only 8 gigs of RAM, though, is not the greatest.
And then that's basically what, the same thing, but
same
from
thing with 16
Acer.
gigs.
You know what, screw it, let's just get this one. Look at the size of the trackpad.
The trackpad is massive.
God.
All right, so we found Dell systems over here. So it looks like we have a lot of small form factors, similar to the Optiplexes we do a lot of videos on here on the channel.
I see cheap price.
That one's cheap. 431. We have a 13500, which that would give performance and efficient cores. So that could be something
cool.
interesting. 4.8 gigahertz boost. Again, 8 gigs of RAM. I mean, obviously the office where people still push 8 gigs. I feel like 16 should be the standard nowadays, but whatever. Why is the original price tag say $899? And based on the PCI slots,
actually, it's not great.
It's very low. But yeah, if we went 3050 low profile, I would be cutting it. It'd probably be suffocated. So this one's not ideal.
The only choice would be Arc, single lane, or what's the other one? 6400.
Yeah.
Which is pretty limited, honestly. For a CPU that's a good CPU.
It needs a better GPU.
That would hurt a little bit. All right, well, let's see. Maybe we can find a full-size system. That would be pretty cool.
Okay, so this one, 12 gen, still 8 gigs of RAM, but we're looking at $100 cheaper going 12 gen.
And it's a 512 gig.
You don't get the performance and efficient cores, but we still use a 12400 in like a ton of our budget builds, even up to like 750 and have no problems.
Oh, you know what we can see? Look, you can see in there really well.
Oh yeah, let's see on the inside. See what we got.
It actually looks like, oh wow, look where the PCIe lane is.
Cool, so there's a lot of room.
3 expansion, like up to 3 slot card.
Only thing is I'm not seeing any other power cables, so we would have to go no external power, which 3056 gig, 3056 gig is probably gonna be our best option. So then we spend, 404 with that, swap in a 3056 gig, we'd be a little over $160. Yeah, 107, no. They're about $169. Add to this, so it'd be about $570.
$570, that's not bad.
That's not bad.
I don't think, we didn't see anything around here for $570 that had an internal GPU, right?
No.
So this could actually be a little bit of a hack here.
It could be a little bit of a hack. Yeah. Obviously, with this challenge, building yourself, you might be able to optimize stuff, especially at Microcenter.
That is true. For $500, we just did a PC with a Arc A580 and a 3600 Ryzen.
So yeah, obviously you can go that route at Microcenter and be better off, but let's just say you happen to have this office computer. We'll open it up. We'll see what kind of upgrades we can do. But yeah, for 404, I think we're gonna take this one back home. All right, so we're off to look at the build your own section because we're like, hey, we're at Microcenter, might as well buy the GPU if it's here. So let's go take a gander.
Maybe we'll see something else that catches our eye too, but we're definitely not using any shaded 8-pin adapters today.
Nope, it's gotta be no power requirements.
This is all natty.
3060, 1660 Super, 3060, 3060, 4060.
Where's the budget section?
And I think this is just gonna get more expensive.
We need 3050.
We need a 3050.
But it needs to be a 3050.
Here's 1650.
Oh, do they have low profile ones even?
No, I have not seen a 3050 yet.
Hold up, is that a ZG730? $80?
All right, so here's an 8 gig, I think. Yeah, that's an 8 gig.
Matt, hear me out. GT710.
Stop it.
Is that
That is
No.
not low profile.
Dude, at first I was like, do they have a car we've never seen? Is that it all the way up there?
Top left.
No way. Well, we actually found the
there it
one
is.
3050 they had in stock. That was a 6 gig. It's exactly what we need. And it's a good price. It was $179, I think. It's about Amazon price, so we'll take it.
Jonah wants us to sign off. We're going to hop in our Lambos and drive back to Louisville, Kentucky and build this awesome budget PC.
But we don't want to waste gas, so we got Teslas pulling the Lambos.
McAllister, you know what to do.
We're back from Microcenter, and we're back at our set. We got our RTX 3050 and our Acer Aspire TC, which I don't think we've ever really taken a look at one of these. And I calculated, our total was $595, if I remember right.
$595 for the PC?
And the RTX 3050.
Okay, cool, because I was looking at this price tag and I was like, I don't think we paid $549 for this desktop, but a little under $600 for a PC with the graphics card when we do upgrade it. But we want to show you guys what this thing out of the box could do in gaming because the jump from no GPU to GPU is going to be pretty dramatic, but we want to demonstrate that for you guys.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, this thing does have a 12th gen i5.
Yep, i5 12400.
And those honestly don't have like the worst integrated graphics that we've seen. So, I mean, in theory, we should be able to play some some very basic games out of the box. Do we get a keyboard?
We got a keyboard. So in typical pre-built fashion, it looks like we got a keyboard. And what is that?
Yeah, Matt's opening up the keyboard. I got some other random goodies here.
This stuff is far more exciting than mine.
So they give us this. Oh, so it's like a little proprietary connector that goes, this is weird though. It goes to a full-size like standard SATA, and then this is like one of those like DVD drive ones. So I'm like,
Makes me wonder what this is built like.
I wonder if there's no SATA at all in it right now. That's my guess, because there's no DVD drive.
Which is fine. I mean, obviously we need to get a GPU anyways that doesn't require any external power. So we knew there was going to be a lower wattage power supply.
Well, look, they literally give you this, that's the cover for a DVD drive.
Oh, wow.
So they like give you the, so right now it's a blank.
Huh.
They literally give you the choice to add a DVD drive.
Interesting.
Oh, look, and SATA cables. Okay.
I mean, I guess that's the clientele that you would be looking at with a computer like this, someone who may want to use a DVD drive. But even then, I'm trying to think of anyone who would be buying an office computer like this who's actually using a DVD drive on the regular anymore.
So this thing's, I mean, it's all metal. It's really thin metal. The front's plastic. Like, it definitely just reminds me of like a, like a Dell Optiplex, like a MT style. The ports in the back, so we do get 2 HDMI, which is kind of cool. Just some basic USB 2, USB 3. This is probably just gigabit if I had to guess. It does have Bluetooth and Wi-Fi built in. It's gonna be the latest protocol, so that's pretty cool. I'm gonna go ahead and unscrew this here and we'll see what the inside looks like.
Standard screws, I like that. Those Victuses, they need to use like a flathead to open it up. Wow, this is
Now
this is
the
great.
front ports are kind of still lackluster. I mean, USB Type-C, I like that. And then we do have 2 separate jacks, which is good instead of a combo, because we're gonna make this thing into a gaming PC. That means we need gaming peripherals.
Are you ready, guys? Are you ready? Oh!
Okay, so it is, I already see single channel.
Okay.
But we did confirm though, it is DDR5, right?
No.
Oh, it's not DDR4.
No, we are DDR4, ladies and gentlemen.
We're OG, baby.
Yes, this is DDR4 8 gig single channel, which DDR5, if it was DDR5, would be a much better situation, especially with that iGPU. I think that's where it's going to hurt the most.
Yeah, so this is 8 gigs of Kingston, 3200 megahertz. It's like some of the weirdest looking RAM I've ever seen.
Very basic.
So if you want to get another stick, it'd be really easy to do. It does have 2 RAM slots, so that's nice. We can upgrade it.
I'm curious what the power supply wattage is.
Probably low.
It's better than I thought it would be. 300 watts.
Wow, okay, so we have plenty of headroom. The 3050 that we bought, purposely got the 6 gig version because we aren't gonna need external power. Now, if you wanted to get crazy, we're not recommending this, but there is the option. You could hook this up and use one of those adapters, but this is a much better route. I would only do that if you already had a GPU on hand.
So honestly, with these videos, the idea we're going for is really, hey, let's say this is your family office computer, or let's say your family's like, hey, you need a computer for school, kid. I'm gonna go get you this Acer Aspire desktop, and you're gonna have to start with this, but you know what? You wanna game a little bit, you wanna upgrade later down the line. This is just to show you that you can, depending on where you start, there is room to, hey, maybe add another stick of memory, add an RTX 3056 gig, and be able to play Fortnite and other games, no problems. But we gotta see where it's at right now first.
Yeah, and another note, it has a Western Digital SN740. I know it's an NVMe, I don't know if this is Gen 3 or 4.
I think it's Gen 3.
Basic system, but the main reason why we bought this is look at where the PCIe is too.
So much room for activities. You won't have a suffocating graphics card, and with it being a normal sized desktop, you don't have to get a small form factor graphics card or a low profile card, more specific.
One thing though is, like Matt said, we're gonna game, but I do wanna note, we are gonna do some comps. We gotta see, because this feels like for $470, it feels like a decent deal. I know it might sound crazy because you guys are probably like, well, that's not that good. But when we're talking about stores like Walmart and Best Buy, usually their best PCs are much worse priced than this with no upgradability.
Let's get to some gaming and then upgrade.
All right, guys, so I'm gonna be changing some settings here in just a second, but this is just how we got it set up. You know, recommended settings, basically 1080p, everything low. There's no upscaling or anything going on here though. And it's pretty painful at 1080p, I gotta admit.
Yeah, this is honestly a little worse than I expected. I'm assuming a lot of it's to do with single channel memory. There were updates we did initialize. We did manually install GPU drivers also. So pretty much everything that could have been done in terms of time spent to get this thing where it needs to be has been done. It just might be, I don't know if this board doesn't seem to be limiting the power draw of the 12400 at all. Just the iGPU and single channel just might be really holding it back.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, like, I feel like that the single channel RAM might be holding us back a lot more than we would think, you know?
Yeah, normally we think with Ryzen that's the bigger deal, but maybe with iGPU on these well, Intel ones, it ends up doing the same thing.
Maybe you really think about it, it has nothing to borrow for VRAM.
It does.
Because we're probably basically using like all of the, that was the luckiest little flip. We're basically using all of our RAM and giving nothing more.
As for 1080p, you can go down to 720. McAllister, brace yourself. Resync potential.
Oh God, where's 720? Ooh.
Oh, there we go.
Oh my God, why am I, stop. Why is it still going? Oh.
Leave the spawn room, leave the spawn room.
I know, you gotta get out of here now.
Okay, so now we're at 60. We are at 720p with a adaptive.
It is working now.
It is, yes.
We just tried the adaptive render res on a different PC and it wasn't downscaling, but it's working now.
I think part of it is like with that mini PC as the example we're thinking of, that one was so CPU bottlenecked. This right here is really iGPU bottlenecked. So that CPU, look at the usage is all the way up to 40%. It was hovering around like 20. So the CPU is actually working on upscaling right now. So I definitely think that's gonna help us out here.
Yeah, see this is, it's not pretty, but this is definitely what I'd describe as playable.
Yeah.
We're not getting like lag spikes. Honestly, the latency's not terrible.
No.
So we'll work with it. Oh God, I hear a dragon.
Dragon.
Oh,
damn.
I know he didn't like that.
Oh,
Did you see how he fell?
He fell and it just started lagging. Now he's ulting.
Oh God, it's a double me. It's another Reinhardt.
Oh no, and that one,
oh my God,
messing you up.
Yep, and he got his ult. Not good.
Wait a minute.
Get him. Oh God, we got Bob in here. Oh my God, come down. Come down, face me. Oh my God, they put the tank without me. Don't worry guys, I'm here now. I'm here now.
Nice.
Well, as you guys can see, integrated graphics, not terrible if you really optimize it, but it doesn't look great. So let's go ahead and go on to the next game.
All right, normally I don't start right here, but
we might need to.
Yeah, let's see what we're doing here. Because we're running 1080p. Let's go down to like 45% render scale. Yeah.
It's probably a little below 720p basically.
50% would be 720p. So let's see what this is like. Okay, a little better. All right, guys, we're in Fortnite. I guess you can call this Fortnite. Let's go to Pleasant Plaza.
I didn't really think about the whole RAM situation when we were at Microcenter. So if for some reason we put the graphics card in and we're noticing like just major lag spikes like that still, that might be a point where I might increase the budget a little bit and throw in an extra 8 gig stick just to see what happens.
Oh! What am I supposed to do there?
You got this.
What am I supposed to do there? Hello? We're gonna go native 720p. We're gonna lock that ish to 60, and I'm gonna leave that at 50%. Unless you have like a really bad hard drive or something that's causing slow load times, if your CPU is not 100% and your GPU or iGPU is not 100%, probably the RAM.
He said, I'm giving it my all.
Oh my God.
I can't believe you weren't just dead there.
I got a kill.
He did it.
I did my accomplishment.
Slim
Shady, no!
Oh.
And it's gonna be easy. Well, let's just show you guys how to upgrade, and then we'll actually run these games back, plus Warzone, and our 3D Mark score, which actually I'll throw the 3D Mark score here. It was like 600 something. It wasn't great. We'll run 3D Mark again to give you the updated score, along with these two games and Warzone, but it needs some love. Let's give it.
So now you guys get to see what it performs like with the iGPU, the Iris graphics that are built in to the actual 12400. So what we're going to be doing is throwing in this RTX 3050. It's a full-size version. That's what we opted for at Microcenter. You can find these a little bit cheaper, but that's about what you're typically going to pay. And it's so easy to put in this graphics. So we're going to show you how. And I think we're going to actually play some like actual AAAs now, which is pretty cool.
And no joke, I think this is probably our 5th or 6th 3050 6 gig PC build on the channel. Anytime there's an office PC now, we go with this graphics card. We are the sole defenders of this graphics card, but I'm gonna die on that hill, ladies and gentlemen. But here you go. It's a gaming card. Obviously the important part, no external power required, so you can just plop it in there and good to go. And it's basically a 1650 replacement. If you think of it like that, it's a pretty good card. Video out, we have 2 DisplayPort and 2 HDMI, so we have 4 monitors potential with this thing. And yeah, pretty straightforward. We just have this little peel to take off, and then we'll be able to slap in the graphics card. You wanna show them how to do it?
Yeah, well, and one thing to keep in mind too is as long as the system didn't do some weird stuff, which Matt and I, we should be able to research this some, but this is a Gen 4 graphics card. And with this being 12th gen, we should have a Gen 4 by 16 PCIe. So we're gonna get full bandwidth. We got 6 gigs of VRAM as opposed to 4. It's GDDR6. We got ray tracing, not that we're gonna use it.
I mean, my ray trace, you never know. So installing the graphics card is gonna be really easy. There's just this little cover we gotta remove right here. I'll get it prepped for Jackson to slop in the graphics card. Did I just say slop in the graphics card? So we're gonna go ahead and open up this cover right here. And just like that, this should, there's a little boom, just like that. Now, let's lay it down so Jackson can plop in the graphics card.
All right, you guys ready for this? So what we do have to do is we do have to pop these little punch out tabs. Generally, it's good to line up your graphics card, but I can just tell by looking that it's going to use these top 2, well, yeah, basically almost all of them. So we're just going to go ahead and just take them and you wiggle them. Now be careful because I will say, look at that, it's like scraping the motherboard components. So we're going to do some really small little wiggles here, guys.
So I'm hearing is Acer wants you to destroy your motherboard before you add a graphics card.
And they void your warranty.
Ah, Acer!
Crazy.
Normally you don't see break off on these pre-builds. Normally it's you know.
This pre-build definitely like has like the whole cheap vibes to it, but it gives a lot of room at least. So I don't think, normally you might have to lift this up, and I'm gonna attempt to do something crazy.
Oh, easy.
Something revolutionary. Okay, we might need to go to a different angle.
Okay.
Oh God, I'm stuck. Ah.
Hey.
All right, and then we're gonna line it up. Why is it not going in?
Oh, yeah, baby.
And then making sure these, yep, oh yeah, those are good. Let me clamp that down. Wow, that thing's sturdy. This thing's shippable now.
Look,
Look at that,
RTX,
Acer.
12 gen Intel, 12400, 8 gigs of RAM. You can always upgrade the RAM if you want to, but in this video, we're just focused on the graphics card to try to keep this under $600, but I think she's ready to play games at way better FPS than before. Let's just show you guys. Let's do it. Okay guys, so this was the part where we were going to show you guys benchmarks with just the GPU upgrade, and I will show you the 3D Mark time spy score here, which ended up being a lot higher. We're in the 5,000 range instead of the 600 range, but I launched Fortnite, saw some cursed images of characters not loading in properly. I mean, look at this. This is horrible. And decided, you know what? If we're going to even try to run Warzone, we're going to need 16 gigs of RAM. That single channel 8 gig is not going to cut it. Obviously, it's going to get more expensive to upgrade the RAM, but a single stick of 8 gigs of DDR4, if you deal hunt, you could find for like 20 bucks or less pretty easily. So we are over the $600 mark now, but we are, well, not going that much over, and I think it will make a big difference, not only single channel wise, but capacity wise. Now, we only had this extra stick on hand of Clev memory, which is a lower speed. It is 2666, which I'm not fretting too much about it being a lower speed. It should, keyword should if it works, if I plop this in with the 3200 gig stick, clock down to 2666, but we'll verify when we get into Windows. But what we're gonna go ahead and do, slap that RAM in, run all those benchmarks again, and then bring Jackson back in to go over the numbers to show you guys the difference, because I think it's going to be a pretty dramatic difference overall, especially based on how the 3050 runs. It runs fine with 8 gigs, but I figured, you know what, if we're going to run some bigger games, more demanding games, we're going to need 16 dual channel. Let's slap it in there and talk about those benchmarks. All right, guys, we are now in Fortnite, and we have the graphics card and 16 gigs of RAM, currently running performance mode, far regions, slow textures all across the board, and this is dramatically better. I mean, look how much RAM we're using, first of all. We're using 10 gigs of RAM right now. It really wanted the RAM, and I mean, we're in the battle bus right now, haven't dropped yet, getting 200 plus FPS. It's crazy. Honestly, I think we probably would have gained like 20 to 30 FPS on that iGPU just having this 2 sticks of memory. So let's say you have one of these Acer Aspire desktops and you want to hold off on doing the big GPU upgrade for 170 bucks, pay about $20, find even a slower kit of memory like this, like I did, end up defaulting to 2666. And I'd imagine you'd get a more solid 60 FPS experience on higher settings. That iGPU was really struggling. I think it had to do with the lack of RAM. So upgrade these things. And I just wish office computers nowadays at least come with dual channel 8 gigs or 16 gigs. Honestly, 16 gigs is probably the standard, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, we're getting 200 FPS. What a difference for spending like, oh, I think in total, maybe like $200 with the graphics card. Big difference. I mean, look, we're getting close to 300 at times. Ah, this is not the gun to be doing that with. Oh, ho, ho. Nice try, buddy. Yeah, guys, I'm not gonna run this too much longer because, I mean, you obviously see how much better the performance is. It is a night and day difference. Let's see what Overwatch 2 can do, and then let's also see Warzone. We'll throw Warzone into the mix and talk about that during our outro, because Warzone is definitely a game that would have not ran on this in its current configuration. Forget the GPU. Even with the 8 gigs of memory, I don't think it would have ran. But we're gonna go ahead and switch to Overwatch, see if that's a much smoother experience. I expect it to be, and then wrap this video up talking about Warzone and how it ran overall. But hey, again, spending all this money out of the box might not be ideal for you, especially if you go to a place like Microcenter where they have really good pre-built deals on their power spec PCs. But if this is your office computer that you have at home, or maybe this is the family office computer you're trying to upgrade, this definitely works out for you.
All right, guys, we were playing some Overwatch 2, and this is after the upgrade. So we're actually running ultra settings with AMD FSR 1.0. We're not using any upscaling or anything because we don't really need it at this point. But yeah, you could definitely get more FPS. I'm just running actually the recommended settings, which recommended ultra, so I was like, hey, let's do it. So this is definitely a huge step up. I mean, before we were running like 720p, low settings, and now we're able to actually play, you know, esports titles and even AAAs at, you know, medium to higher settings, which is pretty cool. We're even getting pretty close to like higher refresh rate at times too, which is also awesome. Oh, am I gonna die here? Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Don't come in my bubble. You're not coming in my bubble. Nope. Oh, my teammate just saved my life. Ow. Ooh, Ana with the heals from across the map. Let's go, Ana. Oh. Yep, I should have seen the hog play coming. I'm doing this again, Roadhog. Ow. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll grab you and carry you in. Oh. Dude, that was not good ult on my part at all. They didn't contest. We'll take it. That's a dub, guys. Well, I'd say it's a dub for Overwatch, and you know, so far for the PC, we're gonna obviously talk about the value prospect of the PC because there's definitely better systems you could build, especially if you want to go used. But in terms of just grabbing the cheapest PC from Microcenter that we could find and upgrading it, it was pretty successful. Alright guys, we just got done benchmarking this PC in 2 different configurations. One with the i5 with the integrated graphics, which, you know, alright, it's not super great, especially with the 8 gigs of RAM, but then we decided to throw in the RTX 3050, and then we decided it needed more RAM. It still just wasn't getting the results that we wanted, but hey, once we're about $600 into this system, it was pretty good.
And the other game we said we would test that wouldn't work with the iGPU originally, which now that I think about it, if we had more RAM, it probably would have worked, is Warzone. 1080p balanced settings, we got about 60 plus FPS using no DLSS. You could use DLSS to get more performance, but I guess the recap of this is, if you are going to a Microcenter and you buy this $400 PC as, let's say, a home office computer, this is the family computer. If you have this thing already, been using it for a couple years, and you want to add a graphics card and RAM to make it game, you most certainly can do that. Now, now. You could build something yourself for $600 that probably will perform better and look a bit better, but in terms of buying something off the shelf ready to go that you can upgrade later down the line, this one is not too bad for our cheapest PC series that we do here on the channel. So if you want to buy one of these, well, you got to go to Microcenter. I'll leave a link down below to this model at Microcenter, but most of the time you have to go in store to pick these things up. But let me know what you think of this PC. Would you pick one up for your next PC build?
Now, if you're curious how the Microcenter cheapest PC stacks up against a couple of other cheapest PCs from some other stores, from Best Buy you can get an Acer Aspire Slim Tower with an Intel Celeron in 4505 with 8 gigs of DDR4, 512 gig SSD for $350. And for a much better price at a Best Buy, if you just can bump up your budget by $40, you can get an HP Pavilion that has a Ryzen 5300G, 8 gigs of DDR4, 256 gig for $389. And then the only other competitor I really felt worthy was Walmart. Their cheapest PC right now is the HP Slim with the i3-12100, 8 gigs of DDR4, 512 gig for $424. So guys, we hope you all enjoyed today's video. We had a lot of fun going down to Microcenter doing a couple videos and just adding this one randomly in. If you did have fun watching, check out our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/toastybros. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.
So this PC right here, now that it is in its final form, we got the upgraded RAM, we got the upgraded graphics card, and honestly a good bill of health. We are going to be selling this at PCBros.tech.
PCBros.tech, we're like the doctors of the PC space. This thing has a good bill of health. It's ready to go out to the workforce, and use code ToastyBros on checkout. You'll save 3% on the purchase of this PC. See you guys later. Goodbye.
I held it